Hi Aquarius, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be your December reading. I'm going to follow the same format as I did last month. So a few cards for the first part of the month and then a few cards for the second part of the month. And at the end, I'm going to pull one oracle card for an additional message for you as additional guidance or whatever else comes through. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add before I start and before I pull the cards. I don't think so. The only thing I'm like just really looking forward to how this month is going to be, just because, you know, it's going to be really important how we end the month going into January, because January is going to be a really, astrologically, it's going to be a really important month, and we can talk about that when we get there. But I think it's really important to see and to be in a good place when you end the month. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen for you, Aquarius. Okay, let's pull some cards. The Sun. Oh my God. So some of you Aquarians, you are really enjoying yourself. You're really having a good time. You really are just being there, spending a lot of time with your kids and family and children, just being that purity and that sense of purity and innocence, and just doing things from a really a pure place, you know. So a lot of things are really aligning for you. But let's see what else. You have the Ace of Swords. I mean, at the end of the month, you will be a little bit, let's see, King of Cups reversed. Okay. So, as positive as we start the month, with the Sun, and you know, like that innocence and like really kind of really digging deep. I think a lot of you are really, what is going on, it's like you're doing a lot of soul searching, and really, like, I think the main theme for the first part of the month will be the Hermit. And like, what does it mean for you to be naked, for people to see you for who you are? Because like, look at this, he's naked here. He doesn't have anything to hide. He's just being himself. So back to that purity, that innocence. When you act from a place of purity and innocence, you have nothing to hide, and then you are who you are. And then if you're not accepted for that, then, you know, those are not your people, and that's not a place that you want to be in, you know. So, but the more you add layers and the more you hide who you truly are, the more people would react to that, to create it image versus to really who you are. So then a lot of things will start snowballing, and a lot of things will happen to you, and you're like, well, why is this happening? But then when you really look deep and you really like, well, was I acting from a place of purity? Was I acting from a place of vulnerability? Was I really being myself? And was I really acting in a way that would make me feel happy? Because if you weren't, you know, you will feel the effects. And I think that's what's going to happen for you this month. You know, be it in your relationships or be like with work. And I don't sense a lot of like work related things. I think it's definitely more within your inner world. It's doing a lot of work on yourself, a lot of work about what's going on, like what's going to be happening next, like it's on your plan, like going forward with your life. You know, what does that mean? What does that mean going into starting a new year for you? Do you have, what are those your New Year's resolutions and stuff like that? But there's going to be a lot of soul searching, a lot of like digging deep and really like trying to find that place again. Because I feel for some of you, like, there's some things that happened that made you a little bit stressed, a little bit worried, and a little bit kind of losing sight of who you are and where you're going. So this kind of first beginning of the month will kind of align you back into that. And then, you know, there will be some unhappy people. Needless to say, there will be some gossip around you. There will be some things happening, some sort of miscommunication, misalignment of some sorts, even though you are aligning within yourself and going back to that energy that you felt, and that, you know, like really what sparks joy in you, what makes you feel happy, what is that thing that you can give to the world, right? So I think from that, it's like you're almost going to retrieve into yourself a little bit, and that will start a little bit of miscommunication. People will be like, well, are you okay? Is everything okay with you? And even though you're like, yeah, everything's fine, but people will, you know, be a little bit worried about you. But I don't think there's anything to worry about, because I feel like you're doing a lot of the work that needs to be done. Again, going into the new year, and kind of really thinking about what you want to be in the next new year, and what do you want to achieve in those years. And the hands like this is like the Page of Swords, and then the Nine of Swords in reverse, and then the Ace of Swords in reverse. There's going to be a lot of like thinking, a lot of thinking. And then the Hermit too, it's the card of thinking. So yeah, I think for you this month, it's going to be a lot of soul searching, a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of, you know, communication, and also sometimes miscommunication. And don't forget, like, we have still Mercury retrograde in its shadow by until December 7th. So there's still a little chance. And sometimes, like, when he goes out, like, when that shadow period ends, it's, I think, sometimes when it's strongest, at least for me, that's when I feel it the most. So you might have some misunderstandings there. So make sure that, like, what you say and your words really align with how you feel, and don't act impulsively, because sometimes the Page of Swords, he's so curious and he so wants to communicate and so wants to share. But sometimes when it's in reverse, I think with the Hermit here, it's like he retracts. It's like the crab, he retracts into his shell, and he doesn't want to talk, and he doesn't want to ask questions, and he doesn't want questions to be asked. So, you know, like, be mindful of how you come across to others, even though you feel okay and you love the people you're with, but at the same time, like, what is the image that you're projecting? You know, because it depends on how you, like, if you're going to be too cold, if you're going to be too distant, or if you're going to be too impulsive about, like, quick reacting, like being, like, too witty when you shouldn't be, you know, to things being said to you, you might a little bit, like, regret it later, I feel. So, and you're going to be really like, oh, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? You know, but I think that energy of, like, being a little bit more within yourself, being a little bit more retracted within yourself, and doing a little bit more work on yourself, and not really wanting to be around people as much, you taking that on into the second part of the month, even though it's like, it's less stressful for you and it's less annoying. I don't know why I want to say that word, but it's less annoying for you. I feel like there's still going to be a lot of thinking and communication happening around what is true for you, and what is that thing that is so with the Four of Cups here, like, I was drawn to the Four of Cups. Sometimes, like, the Four of Cups to me, it's like, what is that offer? What is that something that I want to do? Like, when I see it, I'll know, right? So it's like that saying, like, when you see it, you know, so what you want. So I feel like for you, it's like really digging down to realizing what is that you want, you know, like, really, what is that you want? And, like, until you see that, you won't be happy with what's going on. But I feel like that's not going to happen until you actually really do this work that you started in the beginning of the month, you know, to really dig deep as that, what is that you really want? Do you want to have kids? Do you not want to have kids? If you do, who do you want to have them with? How does the partner look like? You know, is it something that's communicative? Is it something that's really outgoing? Is it something that's supportive? Or is it something that really likes adventure and likes to ask questions and likes to dig deep, or likes to just go, you know, like, right full on, and then just, like, sometimes it's very carefree? Or is it somebody that's more a little shy, more retracted, and really is careful about what he's saying or how she's saying things, and more diplomatic? You know, so I feel like just having that, carving that image of what that is for you going forward into the new year, is that what is that you want to happen for you in the new year. But I feel like whatever, like, stress you've been feeling will definitely subside. And with Neptune going direct at the end of November, I feel for some of you, like, that for some of you might enhance sleepless nights, but some of you, it actually might give you a little bit more vivid dreams, and might give you a little bit more clarity and more, like, some, like, answers when you least expect them. But this is a month to search for answers for you and really dig deep. But let me pull an oracle card and see an additional message. Yeah, I hope this made sense for you guys, because I feel like really the main theme for you is, like, going deep, and a lot of you will like pull away a little bit from like being social and socializing, and because maybe don't feel comfortable about speaking up your mind yet, or like saying an opinion on something, or voicing your opinion on something that you've been asked on, or making a decision on something. So you're still kind of weighing in the option. You're trying to see if anything else better comes along before you really made that final commitment. So yeah, but don't be also mindful of how your energy is being portrayed, and how you come across to others, because I feel like there's a chance of there's some like negative talk and gossip and stuff like that, but it's only because there's some misunderstandings happening. So yeah, all that glitters, and all that glitters, this card is really, it's like what things look, they don't, what it seems, it might not be exactly what it looks like. So do not assume things. Same thing goes for like what I was just saying. Be mindful how you are coming across to others, and how others coming across. Read that, read between the lines, read between what it said, and read people's body languages, and read what is not being said, because it's so easy to jump to conclusions when we don't know all of the information. So for you right now, this month is like really digging deep and asking, looking for answers and getting the answers, but in a way that is very polite, very respectful, and very mindful of others, and also from a place of not being afraid to be vulnerable here too. Because the more that you are, the more you show that your real true side, and people will be more willing to open up to you, and you'll be more successful in finding those answers that you seek. So Aquarius, good luck with that. I hope by the end of the month, you find the answers that you need, and then that soul searching that you'll be doing will be really, really helpful for you going into 2020. So good luck, Merry Christmas, and I will see you in 2020. Okay, bye.